Hi everyone, this is Byte Relay, and today our guest is Ignat Kolesnichenko, maintainer of YTsaurus, huge database system. Ignat, can you please tell us a few
Hello.
words about YTsaurus and where it can be used, why it's cool?
Okay. I'm actually a maintainer and staff engineer and YTsuarus system. And it's actually not just a huge database. It's actually some kind of distributed system for storing and processing data. So we are very focused on ability to store petabytes or maybe exabytes of data and provides a lot of different features to process this data. These features, it is just like all the things like MapReduce, but we also support a lot of higher level APIs like SQL one, which is called YQL in our case. We also support actually ClickHouse as an interface for
Mhm.
working with our data, for making some analytics queries over data that you have stored in our system. We also support Spark and so on and so forth. Actually, number of features is very huge, very tremendous because our system is 10 years old and it's actually it is one of the main infrastructure thing in Yandex company. So thousands of engineers use it. So it has a lot of
But
features for these engineers and analytics and so on and so forth.
cool, petabyte sounds impressive, but can you give us some examples? Petabyte size data set that is stored in YTsaurus. What is it used for? Some examples maybe.
Actually, a lot of usages exist. The simple one is the following. Okay, you have some services facing users, and you
Mhm.
collect logs from these services. And in this case, you usually want to write these logs from these services to Kafka. And after that, you can connect Kafka to YTsuarus and store
Mhm.
this data in YTsuarus as a raw data. And after that, make some kind of processing to uh, make some aggregations, make some post-processing of this data collected by days, for example. And after that, you have a lot of logs from all of you services in our system aggregated by day, for example. And you can, I don't know, hire analytic in your company and ask them, okay, we have data. Could you please make some complex analytic things about this data? I don't know,
Probably validate some
ask
hypothesis.
some queries for us. I don't know, build some business analytics dashboards and things like that. And
Um,
all of that can be done inside YTsuarus ecosystem. Yes, you have Kafka for as a stream, but after that, all the processing, all the storing of this data uh, done within YTsuarus.
Makes sense. And is YQL really different from SQL, or is it resemblant to SQL? What would be a cost of learning YQL if I know SQL already?
I think that the cost is not high, but it's actually a little bit different because YQL, uh, in terms of YTsaurus, YQL is not compliant with MySQL or with PostgreSQL, but the main keywords are similar and the main functions are similar. So simple queries would look just the same as queries on any other SQL database system, but
Like
maybe
drop
complex SQL.
database, will drop database work, or drop table?
Drop table, yes. Drop database, not, because we have no such thing as database.
Mhm.
Because we
There
have
is no
our
entity.
metadata system, and actually, your script in YQL usually starts with connect to this cluster, and you give the name of URL of this cluster, and after that you operate with tables in this cluster, and tables are actually addressed by the path, like in file system.
File system. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a system that is designed to be huge. Do I need a lot of hardware to start hacking on this system?
Actually, not. You just to try it locally or to try it in small installation. You don't need a lot of hardware. So locally, it's not actually give you all the ability of the system, but give many of them. You can just start it on your MacBook or Linux server with Docker.
It works on macOS or just Docker? Do I need real Linux?
You need Docker. You need Docker. You need
Okay.
Linux, of course. Yeah. But the real installation, smallest one, can consist of, I don't know, maybe 5 hosts, 100 CPUs. It would be, I don't know, like 20 pods. It is pods with different parts of our services that together give you a cluster as the one huge thing. Because actually inside the cluster we have many components and you need to start all of them. But we have, of course, Kubernetes operator to do that for you.
Oh, so it's a matter of kubectl call to just start a YTsaurus cluster to give it a try.
Yeah.
Anyway, our this channel is about hacking databases, not just using it. So, what is the most resemblant system to YTsaurus? Like closest, maybe not a competitor, but like something like YTsaurus in open source ecosystem, or maybe proprietary ecosystem.
I think that there is no just one simple competitor, but the most similar system to our is Hadoop, but not actually only Hadoop. It's Hadoop infrastructures. Hadoop, Yarn, Hive, I don't know, Taz, Pig, and so many of the components of Hadoop ecosystem, it's actually similar to YTsaurus. And opposite to Hadoop ecosystem, we have designed all our components all together, and it is very well fitted all together. Because in Hadoop ecosystem, you actually have, one huge team in Yahoo many years ago makes this storage of data, makes a MapReduce. After that, some other team with other mindset make, I don't know, Hive. And other team with yet another mindset make HBase. And it's all the components is not very well fitted. And often you have, I don't know, different formats for table data in, I don't know, Hive and HBase, and you can reuse it. And you need to reformat it, and it's very strange. In YTsaurus, we have no such problem. We have just a table of a core object in our system, and this table can be used by Spark, by our MapReduce, by ClickHouse, and so on and so forth. So all the details are hidden by user side.
Most of YTsaurus components are implemented in C++.
Yeah. I think all of YTsaurus components are implemented in C++. Just tests of some microservices implemented in Go and Python, but all core components made in C++.
As far as I remember, Hadoop stuff is somewhat Java-based or something like that. So
Hadoop's?
Yes, Hadoop ecosystem is Java.
Hadoop is implemented in Java, but YTsaurus is implemented in C++.
So you like choosing a more zero cost abstraction way, more efficient way, in a way.
It's actually
dangerous and difficult.
But when we start, it was something like 2011. We, of course, have a look at Hadoop infrastructure and Hadoop system. And actually, the fact that it's implemented in Java was one of the drawbacks for us of Hadoop, because our cluster actually operates by tens of thousands of hosts in Yandex, and we are very worried about how efficient we are and how efficiently we use our hosts, our bare metal. And because of that, we want to use C++ because we know how to use it as most efficient as possible in C++.
Mm-hmm.
And do not think about Java garbage collection or Java memory footprint. That is usually
But have sick faults.
yeah, but have sick faults, of course.
Okay, so can you show us how to hack on YTsaurus, how to start developing, how to make something useful in YTsaurus?
Okay, let's try to do it. So I will share my console. So what I do as a preparation, I'm actually make some virtual machine on Ubuntu in Yandex Cloud, and I use some image which has installed CMake, Clang, Ninja, so some basic tools to build C++ code. So let's connect to it.
Can you please make font size higher or bigger?
Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, it looks better. Thank you. Let's proceed.
Okay, I'm actually prefer to use MOOCs as always as possible, just not to lose my progress. So what I have here, I have
line away.
I have just couple of folders and symlinks. It's just my environment. I just prepare it because it's my basher C, my Vimmer C, just to make it familiar to me and not to have some, how to edit this file. So what else I do? I'm actually do the following thing. I will show it one moment.
Screen share stopped, just in case.
Yeah. It's my GitHub, and I just forked the YTsaurus repository. I think it should be, looks like that. Yeah, it's just forked from YTsaurus. Okay, let's check out it. I will return to my console. Okay, git clone. It will actually take some time because when we go to open source, we not just to publish all our code that is, I don't know, tens of megabytes of data, but we also publish all the history of our development, and the whole size of repository is hundreds of megabytes, maybe about 1 gigabyte. But
yeah, it totally makes sense.
It shows that we actually have huge history.
If you check out, for example, Green Plum, as far as I remember, and you want to look into history, you always see one commit from 2017 or something like that, and you don't know the reasons why bugs were introduced. You cannot understand. It's really cool that you have a history of a development, and you can see why some stuff works like it does.
Yeah. Actually, you maybe don't know, but you have some connections like, I have at least commit message that they will try, they have tried to fix something here. Okay, they make another bug.
Do you have detailed commit message? Can we see an example of a commit message into YTsaurus?
I think we try to do it as detailed as possible, but it's the developers. We can force them to make it very detailed, but I don't know. Add layer count metric. It sounds reasonable. It's not just the fix.
Better code. This is a code. Okay, cool.
Okay, so we have a repository here, and first of all, let's try to build it, and after while it will be building, I will show you what kind of issue I want to implement right now as an example. So to build, I will make a build directory. I will go to it. So after that, I will look at repository just to remind how to build it. So we have this build from source code. So actually, my image has already installed all the things. So I just can skip these steps. Blah 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 blah. Okay, make build, git clone, build YTsaurus. Okay, make build directory. I want to use something like that. Okay, Ninja release. Take toolchain from Clang toolchain from the root of our repository. Okay, let's try it. Oh, the Clang. Okay, I have actually Clang 16, but this Clang toolchain specified 14, so I need to change it. Okay, I will do just the following. I will copy this Clang toolchain, and I will just replace 14 with 16 here. Okay. I think after that it should work.
There is no terminal in translation.
Oh, I just forget. Okay.
Good.
Okay, one more time. I just repeat what I have done last 1 minute. So what I do, I just take this command, call it. So release build, Ninja, Clang toolchain, YTsaurus repo, and I have an error that Clang 14 is not presented in the system, and actually it's not presented. I have Clang 16 here. So to fix that, I just copy this Clang toolchain file to my root, and I edit it. So I replace 14 with 16. Okay, save it. So let's remove all the stuff and try again. And here, okay, YTsaurus I will erase and use my new Clang toolchain. Whoop. Okay, it looks like it's working. We actually use Conan to download all the C++ dependencies. So it can take some time. Okay, CMake is successful. Let's call just Ninja. Okay, many of goals, like 15,000. So it's actually takes some time to build all of that. My virtual machine actually has like 32 virtual CPUs. So I think it can take, I don't know, about 10 to 20 minutes to build. Okay, while it's building, let's go take a look at some issue, and I will show you code and we'll discuss it. So I will share my browser again. Let's go to core repository. And I have some issue about scheduling tags. No, maybe next page. No. Okay, one moment. Teach it. Oh, yeah. This issue I have. I have already taken a look, and I have some understanding of what we going to do in this issue. Let I describe for you what is going on here. So in the cluster, we have the following objects. We have nodes that actually execute your task, your jobs that you want to run, and you have some API to run the operation. This API looks like I want to run code to run this, I don't know, bash command on the cluster. This with this input table, with this output table, and maybe with some additional specification. And in this specification, we actually have option called scheduling tag filter that have the following semantics. It gives you some Boolean formula that is applied to the tags on nodes. It allows you to specify that, okay, I want to run my code only in nodes, for example, with AMD 64, or only with Intel, or only with my special tag run on this node. So you can make some tags on nodes, and after that, in the specification of operation, you can make some Boolean expression over these tags to express that this node is okay for you and this node is not okay for you to run your jobs of your operation. And what's this issue about? This issue is actually about the fact that we don't allow a digit as a first symbol of tag or of variable in the expression. So this looks correct, and this actually doesn't work. We don't allow to run things like this. But actually, you can have your FQDN address of node that starts with digit is okay. So after that, it looks strange to users that you can't run your job and specify this node because this node FQDN starts with digit. It's strange. So we want to fix it somehow.
Just for the record, are there any workaround? Like maybe I can start with some Sentinel or special.
No workaround actually. You can change FQDN of your host, but it's possible, but you need to think, okay, I have already started my cluster with this operator and I have a digit as a symbol. Okay, I need to change my pattern to reconfigure my cluster.
IP address, so there is no way just to specify IP address without having numbers in IP address.
Yeah. Another thing that people want to just, for example, they start cluster with 10 nodes, and the very straightforward way is to say, okay, my inner FQDN in Kubernetes cluster would be like number of node dot exec dot node dot I don't know, some my suffix of my FQDN. You do this, and after that, I can't use it.
So it looks like a real issue.
Yeah,
you can fix it online.
It's actually a real issue. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so I've actually know where. Okay, we have one third of already bit. Yeah. Okay. I will make some new. No. What's going on? Oh, yeah. New window. So let's go take a look at the code. I actually know where should I look. We have in some actually for MISC is some kind of directory with a lot of small things that is used inside the system. It's like, I don't know, library with a lot of useful things. We have actually tons of files here, but among of them, we have arithmetic formula file. And I know that this issue is about arithmetic formula. Actually, how I know this is about that, I have shown the error in this issue, and I just take a search over the code and, I have only two places where this error is presented, and one of them is relevant and another one is just in arithmetic formula. Okay, there is a lot of code here, but the error that people looks like unexpected token, unexpected token. One moment. Unexpected chart. Yeah, unexpected from the large. Yeah, unexpected character. It's one issue, but it's actually about operator like equal equal. It's not our case, and in other places here. So actually, we have some manual parsing code here that goes over the formula, blah, 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 skip white spaces, check is digit. Is it the case that it start with digit or it start with minus and not expect binary operator?
Can I ask,
Have...
why don't you use stuff like parser generators, like Antler or Pig or something like that?
It's a good question. I think that we have no reason for do that, but just to fix this issue, I don't want to make some huge change like replace.
Say that they just want a more performant array parsing than Antler would generate. So your YQL is parsed by handwritten parser too, right?
No. YQL is not parsed by handwritten parser. YQL is parsed by maybe it's handwritten, but it's not this code.
I understand. Yeah,
sure.
It's just a side question. So you have a grammar in some specified format like Bison, Flex, or
I'm not sure.
other?
I'm not sure. I have heard that they used it at some point, but I think that after that they write the handwritten because they have very special things, very special semantics at some places. But I haven't contributed to YQL code, so I not know it for sure.
But the main interface to the system is YQL or something like that, or something else.
No, it's just one of the interfaces. It's not the main interface.
And which one is the main?
We actually have some kind of API, and this API is presented like, I don't know, 50 calls that you can do within our system. And these calls, actually, many of these calls is about our file system, our Cypress. It's like list nodes in this by this path, remove this node, create this node, and so on and so forth. Moreover, we have methods like, I don't know, run operation, or moreover, we have a method like run query. And when you call run query, you actually pass the YQL query as a string. And after that, the system in one of the component part this query and perform it. But in API side, it looks very simple. It's just run query.
Okay, so sorry for interruption. Let's return to the stuff that we were doing.
Okay, we actually have some kind of issue here, of course, in this parsing, since we have throw error here. And actually, we have this method is symbol allowed in name that checks something, and I think that this check isn't okay for us. Where is it used? Okay, it's used here. Used here. Variable. Oh, validate formula variable. Another important thing that we have is that in context we know, is it Boolean formula or not? Because actually this code is used in different places and it can parse both Boolean formulas and arithmetic formulas. And the difference is that in Boolean formula, we have no binary operators like plus or minus. We have no number literals. We have just variable literals. But in arithmetic formula we have, and of course why we have prohibited this? Because in arithmetic formula it's easy to say, okay, variable cannot start with digit because it's simpler to part of it after that.
I think it's idiomatic with many grammars of different languages.
Yeah.
Like in C or JS or PHP, you can start variable from digit, but in URL and hostname, of course, you can.
Yeah. Okay. I think we need to fix this method. First of all, let's look. Maybe we have some unit tests here. Unit test. Yeah, we have arithmetic formula unit tests. I think that we have something like validate formula tested here. No. Maybe validate Boolean formula. Values. Expression equality. Arithmetic. Oh, I see. I think that we have Boolean formula separated here. Yeah, we have separated tests for arithmetic formula and separated tests for Boolean formula. So here I think we have we have validated Boolean formula, and at least we have a test that validated Boolean formula do not affect the variables that starts with digits. Okay, I think we want to make change to this test and say, okay, we want this to be correct. So after that, we need somehow to change this method. So what we have here, we have some extra allowed Boolean variable tokens, is alpha, or blah, 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 is first. Very, very complicated logic. I think that the thing is here that the first symbol, we will return okay only if it's is alpha or it's underscore. So not other first symbols are allowed. So actually I think that we want to have some kind of if here for Boolean formula separately. Not maybe the elegant solution, but let's start with something. So in case of Boolean formula, we actually, I think, want to do nothing. If we want to allow first symbol, okay, I think actually just something like that. It look okay.
Won't it confuse parser with numbers? The parser does not know how to parse it. Is it a number or is it host name?
I think that in Boolean formula, we don't parse numbers at all. And I think that we have some kind of mechanism to protect against that. But we will check it a little bit later. I just, first of all, want to make this change and to check that it's...
Do you have enough tests that you are sure that affecting the system won't break anything? We will find if anything goes wrong.
I'm actually don't know because actually when we make the wall change and we push it to our testing system, actually you can't do this in open source because the wall testing is performed only in the Yandex infrastructure right now. But this testing is very, very huge. We have tens of thousands of tests, and we actually have tests on scheduling filters. So I think
let's just change the code and see.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to check that this unit test at least start working, for example, because maybe I make some bug here. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I want to start building just unit test here. I think it can be easier for us. So let's take a look how this goal for unit test is called. Core MISC unit tests make. Blah, 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 unit tester core MISC. So let's build just this. I think it can be much faster than building all the project.
Do you have any continuous integration in GitHub? So if you just create an issue, it will be automatically tested, or you need to test it manually?
We actually have some testing mechanism in GitHub. It is not turned on for pull requests. It's turned on only for commits to main branch. And for each commit, we have a lot of different testing, but not full testing. What kind of different testing we have? We actually built our C++ code. We run all the unit tests because it's very cheap for us. Unit tests are small, are fast. We can run it on every commit. We make some Docker images and run some kind of integration testing, but in some straightforward and one concrete way. We test, I don't know, Java, Python, Go APIs. But we don't run all our integration tests because all our integration tests actually not test issue, all these tests takes, I don't know, about tens of thousands of CPU hours to perform. So it's just very expensive to do all of that. Maybe tens of thousands is maybe I'm optimistic. Maybe I'm pessimistic. Maybe not tens of thousands, but it's for sure thousands of CPU hours. Yeah. So inside Yandex infrastructure, it's always run distributed.
It's like CPU year to run tests.
I think so. Yeah. It's like a CPU year. Oh, okay. It was built, but run it. Gtest. Oh, I don't think that it's a good idea because in this target we have all unit tests for all these small things in core MISC. So let's specify filter here. Formula, I think it's a good substring. Okay, I have broken something. Blah, 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 pointing to Boolean formula test. Let's take a look at this code. Boolean formula test 15, var1. Okay, let's find this thing. Okay. What we have here. Okay, we test some complicated formulas here, and this tuple, I don't know what it's actually present. Testing values, Boolean formula test, get param, formula values expected, make Boolean formula is satisfied by, oh, okay. So we have formula, we have number of texts that we substitute in this formula, and we have an expected result. And what we have that in this formula, if we substitute var1, we expect that it should be true, but it's not true by some reason, or it's failed by some reason. Oh yeah, it's actually error while parsing Boolean formula. Unexpected variable. Okay, we of course make some error. Let's take a look and think a little bit about that.
So essentially, it understood port as a host name in the test.
Sorry, could you repeat the question? I just don't get it.
In this test, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4. The system understood that 1, 2, 3, 4 is not a port number, but a host name.
It's actually in this part of formula, they don't think about this like FQDN or port. They just want to look at this like just one literal, one variable name. And if in text of note we have this FQDN, this port as a literal, then we say, okay, this formula, this note is okay for this scheduling tag filter for this formula. But we actually have problems with parsing here. We just error while parsing formula. Here we look at one and something going on is unexpected. And I'm actually theta back. Because before that, if not symbol the first, we actually accept digit symbols. But right now, for Boolean formulas, we just think that digits is not okay. So it's not the compact version, but for correctness, we actually should add is digit here. So here we just say that, okay, if it's first symbol, then false, as digits true, but here we just want to ignore it at all. So I think after that, we will pass these tests. Let's try this. Ninja. Success.
It
yeah.
works.
It's not actually the code that I'm going to commit right now, because as you say, there is a lot of things we need to think about, a lot of different issues. We actually need to write this code in more depth to understand what's going on and what other implication of this change could be. But at least on unit tests, it looks like a working version of this code. Okay. Actually, we can try to run some integration test for that and check is it correct or not. Okay, I continue to build in all this project here, and I just start new tab. Okay, I will show you integration test on this functionality, and I think we can easily make the test, but it would not be easily to run this test because at least we need our main binary to be built, and it's not built yet. So what I know that here should be some test on scheduling tag filter. Scheduling tag. Very strange. Okay, scheduling tag filter. Trees. Please note that these things, strategy, preemption. It's a good question. What is the most correct place to where is the test that is especially about the scheduling tag filters? Because we have a lot of things where it is used, but maybe it's not test on this concrete functionality. Oh, non-existent tag. Okay, modular. Maybe try it here. Oh, I think that this is, yeah, it looks tag A, tag B, tag C. Yeah, it's look like tests, especially about this functionality. Scheduler. test scheduler node interaction. Tag A. Okay, let's take a look what we have here. We have some test suite with one master, two nodes, one scheduler, some config patches. Okay, and okay, test tag filters. Looks like a place where we want to make some changes. Okay, we make some preparation. What this preparation do? Okay, we take all nodes of this cluster. It's actually a list of two nodes. I think actually the good idea to make an assert here, like, I don't know, it's equals to 2 because we know in test suite that it should be two nodes. Okay, we take first node and we say that this node have tags default, tag A, tag B. Okay, and we take first node and we say that this first node have only tag C. Also, we say that our pull tree accepts only nodes with default filter. Oh, and create other pull tree. Things a little bit complicated. So we actually have two segments of nodes here and two computation trees. Okay, so what we have this below, with PyTest raises, scheduling tag C. Okay, I think that this test is about the following. The second node with tag C is attached to other pull tree, but this map command by default runs the operation in default pull tree, and actually in this second pull tree, in this first pull tree, we have node with scheduling tag filter tag C, and we check that scheduler somehow detects that no one node is okay for this operation and give some error for us. Okay, if we specify tag A here, it's okay because we have one node in default pull tree and this node has this tag A. Okay, here we have just a little bit more complicated formula, but it's okay because this first node have tag A and tag C and tag B, but not tag C. Okay, and this is not okay because this our first node have two tags, tag A and tag B, and this formula just didn't pass. So we, after applying the scheduling tag filter, have no nodes to run our code. So we check that it's an error. Okay, and here it looks very strange for me. I don't understand what's checked here. Okay, I think that we can draft some, I don't know, pure test for our case. Just take some parts from here. Subnode, and say that here we want to I don't know, 0, 0, 0. Okay, node
Maybe
one.
also add a port number to that IP address, just in case.
Yeah, it's no problem. Okay, and we can try to run some operation. Specifying scheduling tag filter here, this expression. Actually, we need to prepare these tables also. This preparation code here. Late phase at numeric test tag filter with starting digit, like that. Something is not well prepared on this virtual machine about Python. Okay. So 700 nodes. I think we need, I don't know, maybe 20 more minutes to finish this build. And only after that we can run this test, unfortunately, because it requires all the server to be built from source code. I don't know,
Okay,
maybe we can
so
discuss something else here, or maybe we can stop here.
we can make a pause and I will just connect videos together and snip this part when it was built. Um, I think that in 30 minutes, someone will try to force you from meeting room.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
scheduled only 30 more minutes. So maybe let's make a finishing part a little bit later. Does it make sense to you?
Make a finishing part.
When like stop for now and continue
Okay.
somewhat. Okay, so after small interruption, we are continuing to hack on YTsaurus. Hi again, Ignat. Let's proceed.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, let's proceed. So I shared my screen. It's my virtual machine where we have stopped yesterday. So what we have some integration tests that we try to write, and we stop actually on waiting when our YT server all and our unit test have been built. So it's already built.
Mm-hmm. Compilation completed successfully. Everything works.
Yeah. So what we actually want to run our integration test, and it is actually a little bit complicated task. I will show you how to do that, and I will show you how to do that in some kind of, I don't know, vanilla way. And after that, I show you how to make it very easily, but with some inner built tool that we actually use when we are working with these tests. So the vanilla way is the following. So we go to this YT tests integration directory, and we have an instruction here, what we should to do. So blah, 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 how to install it. Okay, prepare Python modules of the project. So I open this document, and here we have some instruction. So what we need to do, okay, I will make here new source root. So source root is a path to the place
Sources.
where my repository is checked out. Yeah, it's my home, actually, YTsaurus. Okay. Build root, the same, but with build directory. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. It's already built because I have built everything by running Ninja at the root of my build directory. Okay, I also need some kind of Python root. It's the place where we prepare some Python modules used in our project. It actually has some kind of odd layout inside the repository. So in this Python root, we using our scripts make some kind of Python friendly layout to work with that as Python want. So I will create some kind of YTsaurus Python. And I say that Python root is point to this newly created directory.
Oh, we don't need Python there. It's not really for Python, it's Python of YTsaurus.
It's actually will be the directory with prepared modules. I will show you how it looks.
Good.
Because our tests needs Python API, Python SDK to work with YTsaurus, and we need to prepare this Python SDK. Okay, Kadir, and let's start making some instructions. So here we make pip installing development. Oh, one moment. I think that we missed something. Yeah, we missed that we want to do all the things in some virtual env. We don't want to install it in our system. We want to install it in separate directory. So what we need to do, we need to make some virtual env, env, and here I have Python 3.11 installed on my virtual machine. Okay, and I will activate this virtual env. Okay, and now I will start installing things in this virtual env and preparing this Python. Okay, here I install some in development mode, some packages that needs to make this preparation of YTsaurus Python. Okay, something has happened. I generate Python proto files. Something happened, and I made the main command that actually prepare all this YTsaurus Python. Make some copies from YTsaurus source root to this new directory, and what we actually have after that, YTsaurus Python. We have some layout with Python files. I don't know, I can take a look at this. So tons of Python libraries, various. Some of them is generated by Proto that lives in YT Proto. So, okay, actually, if I export Python path to this directory, I would have our Python SDK for YTsaurus. For use it, for example, for communication with real cluster, if I have one. So, okay, we make some preparation of Python environment of YTsaurus. So let's return to our tests. So, okay, we want to go to the tests directory, YT tests integration. Okay, we need to install some additional libraries that is used by tests. Oh, I have copy here. Okay. Various things like, I don't know, PyTest, various PyTest dependencies. I don't know, ZTSTD because we use it for compression and so on and so forth. Okay, after that, we actually make some links of build binaries to our environment. Oh, okay. I have already executed this command, and in this case, it's just say
Links
okay.
already exist.
Yeah. It link is already exist. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and what we also need, we need a test sandbox. It would be the working directory of all the stuff that tests want to place on file system. It's the directory, because if we start placing it in the point where we're running tests, we will have a lot of garbage in our YTsaurus repository, in our repository directory, and we don't want to do that, to have that. So, okay, let's say we have, I don't know, test sandbox, and we need to export this directory here. Okay, and return to our directory with tests. Okay, so after that, we have some script here that actually just run PyTest library, what all they do, and make some additional preparations that is relevant only for running tests. So I remind that we have already write some new test here. Let's take a look at that. Yes, we have write some test tag filter with starting digit. So just let's try to run it. So in PyTest, we have -k option to give some filtration of tests by substring. So I just put here the name of my test, and I hope that everything will go well. Let's try it. Yeah, PyTest making collection of files and tests inside these files. Yeah, and it started running something.
It failed.
Okay, yeah, it failed, but I think that here we have some errors that is related to the things that we do. Let's take a look. I don't know what happened actually here. Okay, we go to this. Okay, we have some preparation here, like creation table and so on and so forth, setting some text and setting text path successfully. And after that, we have tried to run our operation with this filter of 0.0.0.0 colon 1, 2, 3, 4. And this call is failed. And okay, we have long output of where this error was raised, but what the error is about. Okay, the error telling us that we error parsing operation spec, and we actually error reading this parameter, our scheduling tag filter. And it says that, okay, error while parsing Boolean formula. So this Boolean formula that starts with digit is still incorrect. It actually means that we make some part of the task, but we need some additional changes in our code to work it, to make it, because it still doesn't work. We haven't solved the problem yet. Okay, actually, I don't know, we can try to take a look at this unexpected variable, for example, just to try to understand what is going on. I think it's somewhere in this, in our file of arithmetic formula. Yeah, it's actually here. Unexpected variable, expected subformula, tokens. Okay, we actually need to think out about what's going on. I'm not sure that we want to make it right now, because there is a lot of details in this code. I think it's better I will show you how to run tests without all these preparations. Actually, inside Yandex, we use YTool. YTool is the binary that envelops all the things about environment, building dependencies, and so on and so forth. So it's actually a very powerful tool. I don't know, like Bazel, but with some kind of another ideology, with another ideas behind that. And we actually have these YAML files within our thematic lists.
Is it easy to install? Yeah, your tool.
No, you don't. You even don't need to install it because
it's already there.
Yeah, this binary actually lives in the root of our repository. This
but
binary.
It is binary. Will it work on other machines? Like
no, it's not a binary. It's actually some kind of Python script, I think. Yeah, it's okay. Shell, Python. There is some tricky things. It will actually go to some public S3 registry, to this one, I think, and download some things that is needed to build our project.
So it is portable. It will work on Windows or I know FreeBSD.
I'm not sure that it will work on Windows or
at any platform that is supported by YTsaurus is supported. Yeah, tool. Good.
Yeah, of course. And it actually should work on almost any Unix-like platform, maybe not very old.
Dragonfly.
I think that Unix, like, I don't know, Fedora 6 of that is more than 10 years ago was developed, maybe, is not supported. But all modern operation system, Unix-based, I think will work. So in this case, we actually could make very simple thing. I prefer to go to the subdirectory with this test because it's a little bit faster would be. So, and I can call the following thing. I can say, okay, I want to run YA, I want to say them to run tests, and I want to say them to run all tests, because our tests have special tag that is not considered as usual test by YAML. And another thing that I need here is filtration, and actually it has a little bit different syntaxes from PyTest. So here I need to use my asterisks and to use my test name here. Yeah, this one. And I'm for sure that it will work. It actually takes time right now because it detects that it needs YTsaurus all binary and it starts building it. So, okay, if I say such thing. Oh, I forget main thing about we need to say make. Okay, configure dependencies, processing, it start downloading some bundled libc libraries, and so on and so forth. It will actually take time, but it has the property that it will not rebuild the things that is already built. It's actually safe already built things in some kind of cache. It cache, I think, located like in home directory, like it's created. And here it actually plays all the artifacts that it needs. And after that, it will make symlinks from this cache to your working directory. Looks pretty fast, actually, because it's already linking YTsuarus all library binary. So I think that we have all chances to have this test executed just in 1 minute, I think. Sounds magical because I haven't run before on this virtual machine. You are muted, I think.
Oh, actually, yes. So on average, how many times does it take for a new developer to start doing something useful in the platform? So it will take time to read code and grasp all these tools like YATOol and other stuff. If you already know how to code C++ and Python, how many time will it take to start Git pushing?
I think it actually depended on what task are you trying to solve, because the main complexity is inside understanding what is going on in this part of thing and what kind of thing I want to do.
Probably something minimally useful. Epsilon.
I think, for example, something minimal useful in Python API you can do just in, I don't know, half an hour, not more.
No, our video is already 15 minutes, so it will take more hour.
But we try to make not so easy task, and on C++. Actually,
Okay.
if you use and you look at Python code and you understand, I have some typo here, or I don't know, some case is not covered here. You just write 2 lines of code, write test for it, run it, test it, and
all in all, entry barrier is not like year or week or day. It's just a matter of hours.
No, I think for easy task, no, it's not. But in actually the task that we look here is not so easy, because it requires to you understanding that, okay, we have some nodes, it has some text, we have some API with filters, and we have filters, and I know where should we put a new test. But if you are a new developer, you don't know where to put it. And actually, in this case, I think you need to start some discussion with core developers that help you to make actually a plan of what changes you need to do. But after that, when you have this plan, I think it still takes, even in C++ code, even maybe not so trivial change required, I don't know, 2 hours, for example, 3 hours.
Cool.
just to write code, to write tests, to run it, to take assure that everything is okay.
Is it compiling or running now?
I think it's still compiling it running all then. I think that there is a problem that it's actually compiling it in debug mode. So this library debug mode is quite large because it links all the code inside it. I don't know. This binary, I think, will weight like 5 gigabytes.
5 gigabytes of instructions.
Yes. It is not because only our code. It's because we use, for example, LLVM library to make some code generation inside us, and LLVM actually in debug mode weights gigabytes. We use many other libraries in our country, so all of that included in this library because YA makes static link libraries. It's actually very portable. They have only limitations that it needs, I don't know, glibc with version larger than, I don't know, 220, something like that. And everything else is compiled inside. Oh, yeah. So here we have some
Postgres
start doing
binaries.
some stuff related to test, I think.
Postgres binaries are on a scale of 10 megabytes or so. It is including some LLVM just-in-time compilation, but of course in a minimal way.
It's very interesting for me. But is it in debug mode or in release mode with strict symbol? I think it doesn't differ much. Okay, sounds interesting.
Maybe 100 megabytes with symbols and all the stuff needed for generating backtraces and using GDB.
Okay, I think that it actually maybe start executing this test. Let take some time. Let give some time for it. The only bad thing about YAMake instance of tests is that it actually, even Python compiled into the binary and run as binary. So, for example, if you are developing tests, you're making some small changes to these Python files. Even in this case, running the test will take, I don't know, 10 seconds, for example. But when you are when you are a Python developer, you are usually don't waste time at running something because you just run it and it executed immediately.
10 seconds doesn't sounds critical. It's just
yeah. I think that I actually should use some moflag to allow this command log what is going on, because right now it's just don't log what's happening. It's just making it in the background, and when it finished, it says us, okay, you have an error, and gives us this error. So what I think, what another thing I should say is that, okay, suppose that you make a useful feature and you write the code, you write the test, you check that everything is okay. So after that, you need to create pull request. And I think it's easy. It's just, you can make it just using GitHub. So you push your changes to your clone repository in GitHub and then push the button that, okay, create pull request to the original repository. I think I can show some example of actual contribution of other people to our system. Maybe may look interesting. I don't know. Let's take a look at some closed pull requests. I will try to find something simple, but make made by the person that actually doesn't develop YTsaurus before, because we have a lot of contribution of our colleagues that just don't work in Yandex right now, but we have a contribution by colleagues that never ever touched YTsaurus before. I think this one is one of such pull requests. Okay, what's going on here? Some small change that, okay, we get input pass, get health. Okay, some small fix to some problem. I'm not involved in this part of the code, but I show you that it's possible. It's not very complex. I'm a little bit disappointed that here we have no test. We just have code change, and it means that
it will be
the
broken
people,
again.
It will be broken again, and the people who check this code should think, okay, is it correct or not correct? Actually, we have quite large changes at some point. I will try to find some. Network name, I think it's small one. It's also, in this case, it's adding something to Java SDK. It's just adding new parameters that we have in our core API, but that was not supported in Java. Okay, I'm actually, retry check. Yeah, this was, I think, quite huge change. Yeah, plus 87. And it's actually a contribution to our core HTTP library. In this pull request, the user had some new retries, and he actually had some tests for this case. Yeah, so our tests have finished. So we have the same error, of course. Yeah, and it actually runs some PyFlake tests and show us that, oh, you have new blank lines in this file. It's not okay. And we actually can see it when I look at the diff. Yeah,
Red
this
lines,
is not
I
okay.
see.
Yeah.
In white spaces, yeah, it's kind of a problem. So we have like 5 minutes. So what's our plan? What do we do now? That's it, or do we want to show
I
some
think,
stuff?
yeah, I think we can stop here.
Okay, thanks, Ignat. That was a long and interesting conversation. I hope it will be useful to anyone who will try to get into contributing to YTsaurus. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope YTsaurus will be widely used platform with a lot of use cases all over the world. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.